Hi everyone, my name is Amber Lachey and I'm the CEO of Ratchet Assets. Today we'll be filming my segment Ask Amber, where I will answer 5 questions about Ratchet Assets that pertains to financial freedom. So here we go.
What is Ratchet Assets?
So Ratchet Assets is a business that I thought about 3 years ago. I just didn't have time to act upon the idea that I had. But with me having experience as an entrepreneur, I decided to create a business where I'm able to help other individuals start their own business or figure out ways to increase their cash flow or to stabilize their finances.
What problem does this business solve?
So when I started Ratchet Assets, I thought about how difficult it was for me to maneuver entrepreneurship, and I didn't have anyone to mentor me. I didn't have anyone who I could go to. I had my grandmother, but of course she was busy with her own business. And there was a lot of things that I learned from being an entrepreneur, and I just received great insight. Made a lot of mistakes. I had a lot of successes. And so what I hope to achieve with Ratchet Assets is basically serving as a knowledge base, right? Like the Google of small businesses, where I'm able to empower people, especially people who may not have access to resources or knowledge, and helping them start their own business, know where to go to acquire resources to help them start their business, as well as figure out ways to strategically increase their cash flow or just kind of change their financial circumstances.
Ratchet Assets empowers individuals from disenfranchised communities to take action to achieve financial freedom. What does that mean?
So before I started my own business years ago, I was a teacher. I've been teaching. I've taught for around 12 years, and a lot of the students that I've served come from impoverished neighborhoods in which the parents live below the median household income. And so for me, it was very important to convey knowledge to people from those communities to help them establish some type of way to change the circumstances that they're in. And so our mission statement, if you know, is focused on empowering people for disenfranchised communities, because of course, as you know, there's a huge gap between minorities and their affluent counterparts or their racial counterparts when it comes to education, finances, as well as home ownership. And I feel like I've kind of just figured that out. I haven't mastered it, but I can provide the knowledge base, and I can teach people, I can give people foundation that they need in order to maneuver and be well on their way to acquiring financial success using the resources that they currently have or what's available to them.
What are you planning to achieve with your company?
So I just want to be a mentor to people who are looking for a way to change their financial circumstances. I know for me, I work in the school system. I have a lot of parents who aren't working or who struggle with finding a job or who struggle with just even acquiring a skill set to help them acquire more assets. So I just want to be the person that people can come to ask for help when it comes to starting their businesses or acquiring knowledge to help them improve their financial circumstances.
You basically want to be someone who helps others?
Yes, I just want to help others.
Why is your company named Ratchet Assets?
Well, that's a good question. So the reason why my company is named Ratchet Assets is because, of course, I'm black, right? And let me just say that. But I'm not associating black with ratchetness, all right? What I am going to associate is when I started my business, right, I had to just look for different means of putting myself in a position to where I could have the resources needed in order to get my business up and running. I know when people think about starting their businesses, they think about oh, I need all this money, right, in order to do this, or I need this building in order to make this happen, or I need this car, and so forth. And so the stuff that black people tend to do or say or have is seen in a negative way, right? Or is not considered a respectable means of doing things. We tend to say all that that's ratchet, but Ratchet Assets just allows for people of color to embrace the resources that they have. What one may consider ratchet is actually not ratchet if you know how to take it and turn it into something that can help you make money, right? And so like I think about this one person who I worked with, a very pretty individual. She had an Instagram page. She was known for the different hairstyles that she wore. I would say, you know, although there was other people who were rocking the same hairstyles, I feel like she was the leading Instagram figure when it came to like rocking like purple hair, yellow hair, green hair, pink hair, or what have you. And that would have been something that people would have considered ratchet. But this same young lady who was 19 years old was able to take, in her culture, like culturally acceptable, and make money off of it, right? And so like the hairstyles that she was rocking, she was a very gorgeous young lady. She was able to like create a brand for herself and start selling products as it pertains to like beauty in order to make money. And this young lady, no joke, was probably making like 6 figures a year based off of her using the resources that she have to improve her financial circumstances. And so how can we get more people to have the same type of mindset, right? How can we get people who, like if you're an artist, how can you monetize your talent, right? If you're good at cooking, how can you use your skill set to serve other people to build yourself up financially? You know, we tend not to have uncles, grandmas, grandpa, parents who can give us $50,000 or $100,000 to start our business, but we do have resources that's readily available to us. If we just have like a different perspective, we can change those liabilities or those resources into a tool to help us create a situation where we're making money. So that's where Ratchet Assets come from. It's basically taking the resources that you have that may be seen as being ratchet, making it into an asset.
Thank you for answering my questions. I really appreciate it. I can see this being a huge asset in the community.
Thank you. It was more than my pleasure to sit down and interview with you. Thanks.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so that's the end of the Ask Amber segment. Thank you for tuning in. Remember to like and subscribe for more videos. We shitting green over here, that kind of spins. We running shit. You run your shit.